Hey everybody, it's Ken with Covenant Gaming, and we are here at episode 4 of our American Truck Simulator career. Today we are going to be delivering a boom lift from Salt Lake City to Vernal. It's about a 275-mile trip. We're going to get a little over $8,000 for it, which will get us, another... It'll get us closer to our $50,000 goal before buying a new truck. So let's go ahead and jump into this truck. We're driving an International and start heading on out. So it's been a few days since I recorded an episode, so there's lots to catch up on. I'm going to go ahead and get us out to this next filming site. We're going to take a look at this thing real quick, and then we'll catch up once we get through watching this video coming up here. All right, let's see what we have to see here. It looks like a quarry. Brigham Canyon Mine. Alright, well that was pretty impressive. That looks like that's a pretty large mine. It's too bad you can't drive down in there. But yeah, I have absolutely no idea what they mine for, but I'll look it up and pop a little thing up there and say what it is. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get us out onto the highway, and then we can catch up on everything that's been going on over the last several days. Alright, so we've gotten ourselves up onto the highway. Let's do a little catching up. So, last weekend, wife and I went out on vacation to Lake George area up in New York. It's a little bit of a cold time of year to go there, but there was less people, which was kind of nice. We did some hiking. Our original plan was to do 10 miles along this little, not quite a peninsula, but a little land jutting that's out on the lake. We were just going to follow the whole thing down to the point and then go back, and that thing was going to be about 10 miles, but we ended up only doing 6 of it because it was muddy, a lot of roots, and a lot of rocks. So it was even though there wasn't a lot of elevation, there was some, but not too much. It took it out of you. So we went and cut that a little bit short, but it was still pretty fun. What else did we do? We had some good food, found a really good what was it? It was a really good Vietnamese restaurant with some pho soup, which was delicious. And hold on, let me make sure I don't hit anybody. Nope, we're good. Yeah, so that was all pretty exciting. We started planning our next trip, which is we're going to be doing over the Thanksgiving weekend. We're going to go to Colonial Williamsburg, which is one of those places I've always wanted to go, but never really made it over there. So that ought to be pretty exciting. Should be pretty good. As far as getting caught up here, we're gonna hit our 6th city today. 6 out of 10 in Utah, which is pretty nice. We're getting closer to finishing this state off. We'll be, I said this earlier, but we'll be a little more than halfway to the amount of money that we want to make to buy our first truck. I'm sort of leaning into picking up either a Volvo or an International. This is an International I'm driving right here. And I actually like them quite a bit. The interior is really nice. The Volvo interior might be a little bit nicer, but man, the outside of these things, these are really, really beautiful trucks. So I think there's a pretty good chance I'm going to end up picking up one of these. I don't know which one yet. The best one I can buy for my level actually is not as nice looking as the one that's just below it. So I may end up actually buying the second to highest truck on the list, but we'll see. I don't know. So as far as the channel's going, we hit our first little mini. I gotta go to a way station. Yeah, so we're actually passing some of our goals. Where's that way station? That was it back here. I can't skip this. Let's see if we can take these things backwards. We'll find out. Yeah, so we've passed our second little mini goal. Yeah, it looks like it worked, no problem. The first goal was to get a single video that had over 100 views, which we did a little while ago. And the second goal was to pass 10 subscribers, which doesn't sound like very much, but when you are first starting out, and if you don't have, some kind of amazing amount of skill, then it can take a little while to get those first 10. And so we finally did. We hit up 12. And of those 12, only one of them is me with one of my other channels. All the rest of them are actually legit subscriptions. So I was pretty happy about that. My next goal now is going to be 100 subscribers and consistently getting over 100 views on my videos. Right now I do have one that got over 100, but most of them are floating a little less than that, like maybe 30 or 40. And I'd like to get that average video up over 100. If I could do that, if I get 100 subscribers, it should easily happen. I'm hoping maybe I'll get a video with over 250 to 500 views, something like that. I'm not quite sure. I also don't know how long it's going to take to get to that point, but I'm doing more stuff to try and improve the channel. I'm recording a little bit differently today to try and make it look a little better. Maybe add some flair to the video. I don't know. I'm thinking about doing an intro, some other stuff, just to kind of make it look a little bit better. I will continue to work on, my public speaking and making things sound interesting to you guys as you're listening instead of just boring you to death. That's going to be honestly the hardest part of the whole thing. The editing skills aren't too big a deal. I'm getting better at that every day, but yeah, learning how to be interesting on camera, that bit takes a lot of practice. There's not much you can do to just make it better other than to keep on trying. So yeah, but so it's nice to hit those little goals in the channel and start working towards our next one. We can talk a little bit about what we're hauling today, which is a boom lift, which here, let me pop that out. You can see it right there on the back of the truck. These things are actually pretty cool. There's that where I work, there's one of these sitting right outside right now because they're using it to I think there's some leaks in some of the glass seals are leaking or whatever in the building, and so they're using that to get up and do some sealing around there. But these things are kind of designed to get you up into high places to do work. Before I went back to school for software development, I was a electrician, or at least an electrical apprentice, and we used to use these things all the time to do lighting out in parking lots, inside. If we did a lot of larger buildings like supermarkets and things like that. So we would use those types of boom lifts on the outside. On the inside, we would use scissor lifts, which are kind of the same sort of concept, except they don't go as high. They're a lot smaller. They're easier to drive around inside of a big building rather than those boom lifts. But they're pretty fun. If you're afraid of heights, they can get a little dicey. I'm a little afraid of heights. I'm okay up to a certain point, but then past a certain point, I start to get a little weirded out. So I think if you put me on a boom lift and extended that thing all the way out as far as it could go, I would probably have a panic attack or something. But if you keep it to, those street lights, for instance, right there, I could go up to replace a light bulb in one of those street lights and it wouldn't be any big deal. But they're kind of fun to drive around in, and they make all different sizes of those things. They have some really huge ones that they have those little what the hell do you call them, the stabilizer arms that go off the sides and keep the thing from tipping over. But yeah, so they're pretty neat little things. They make working up in high places easy. Oh, and that's too bad. Shouldn't have gotten next to me there, buddy. Yeah, makes it easier to work on things other than using a ladder or scaffolding, something like that. And there's a biplane right there. You see that? That looks like it's maybe coming in for a landing over there. Or it is maybe crop dusting. That's pretty cool. Alright, so we're starting to get closer to Vernal, and I did a little bit of looking up about this town, see what there is interesting about this place, and it's not a whole heck of a lot. This was one of the few cities towns in the area that was not founded by the Mormons. It was originally part of the Uinta Indian Reservation, which was set up by Abraham Lincoln back in the 1800s, and some people started to settle there. The big thing that this place is known for is that there's a lot of fossils. And whoa, what the heck is that? Oh, wait. I don't know what this is, but we're going to stop and we're going to get a picture of it, because that is pretty cool, whatever it is. That's an awesome building. Yeah, that looks like some kind of I don't know, maybe a welcome center or something. I don't know. Let's get a picture of that. Boop. All right. Yeah, so, what this place is known for is fossils. I guess there's a quarry here, and there are a boatload of fossils inside of this quarry. So that is pretty much what most people come to visit here for. We're getting ready to hit another cutscene over here, so it's going to kind of give us a tour of the town, and I am going to bet that a lot of the focus of this cutscene is going to be that quarry that I was reading about and all the fossils that are inside there. So we're going to find that out in just a minute. All right, we have arrived, and I see a bunch of oil rigs around here. So I may be wrong about the fossils, and it may be oil that this cutscene's gonna focus on. But let's see, oil fields of Utah. Yep, that's a bummer. I was hoping to see some fossils, but I guess oil pumps are almost as exciting. That looks like what they use to drill a new well right there. And then once they get that well drilled, that's the pump that they install. Yeah, we got quite a few of those pumps out there. And there's a bunch of tanks for storing that oil. Alright, yeah, so that was kind of neat. Not as cool as fossils would have been, but, you know, not bad. So we are getting closer to the downtown area, and we will catch up in a minute when we get there. Alright, so here's the bit. The sign for coming into Vernal. Talks about Utah's dinosaur land, so that is what they're known for. I'm going to go ahead and turn this up to daytime. Let's get this to be a little lighter. There we go. And let's take a picture of that guy right there. I like that. That's probably going to be the screenshot for this episode, I think, the thumbnail. And now we're going to do another quick little detour here to pick up a truck dealer, which I believe is a Peterbilt, which would be nice because we don't have a Peterbilt. And it is. There's Peterbilt. Yeah, we don't have one of these yet. So we're getting closer to having all of the dealerships available to us. There we go. And then we'll zip right across the street and drop off this delivery. I don't think it's going to let us do a difficult parking because this is a tandem trailer. And yeah, trying to back one of these babies up is it's just too much. So we'll just do the simple parking. All right. Well, this is a little different. Usually you get the little flag that you stop at and choose your parking type. But it looks like it just doesn't bother with that. You just pull straight in and finish it up. Let's go ahead. There we go. So let's see what we picked up here. I did get in a couple accidents, so we lost about $1,000 because of that. But it does look like we got our 8,300, 8,400, and 574 experience. And we made ourselves up to level 4. Let's go ahead and spend our next point. Put one into fragile. Like I said, I think the next 1 or 2 is going to go into long distance, and then I'm going to work on these hazardous cargo types, which will let us do some more interesting deliveries. All right, well, that's it. We're going to go ahead and next episode keep on working towards that 50,000 for our first truck. Like I said, I'm leaning towards the Volvo or the International right now. That could change when I drive a few more trucks, see if I like something better. But until then, I'll see you next time. Take it easy.